and I'll finish it off here, you know, so that typically that role, if it's there, reports directly to someone like the CEO or the chairman woman or the, you know, whoever's at the top of the organisation. So there's like a direct line going in that direction, a bit like that. And the implication is, of course, there's a line coming into there, isn't there? You know, and so if that situation exists, what in fact I've drawn, what I've started to sort of draw here, if you kind of conceptually put a box all around all of this, what I've started to define is what's generically known as a quality management system. Okay, a quality management, a QMS, which can become certificated, is that the right word?
Yeah.
To something like ISO 9000 or something similar. Yeah. So, you know, that's what the quality management strategy says. You know, what we're using, standards, tools, and techniques for our project, and how we're going to connect into this corporate level thing. You know, and there might be corporate standards, tools, and techniques that we can simply cross-reference and use. Yeah. And anybody seen that before? Yeah, an ISO 9001 certificated sort of structure, because that's what it looks like.
I don't know the composition of it.
Yeah.
I know about it, but I haven't actually seen it.
So that would be something like the BSI, would they come into
exactly, yeah. So
that?
they're completely right. So there's a whole range of accrediting bodies, like the British Standards Institute and DEPNOS, Veritas, and you know, a whole range of them. You know these people. Yeah. And so, you know, if one's organisation gets certificated to ISO 9001, then they periodically come in and then audit it, externally audit it. You know, so you've got your internal person here, and then someone from outside comes in and checks that it's all in place. You know, and of course the beauty of Prince2 is that if you're a Prince2 organisation, it gets you hugely towards getting ISO 9000 certification, just as a byproduct of having Prince2. You know, so yeah, I'm not saying it's the only thing you need to do, but it certainly is a big chunk of what you need to do. Okay, and so typically, I started off with typically this role, if it's there at all, you know, might be doing an audit, might just sort of do what I'm just using the word visit, you know, wander in, just come in, and or they might simply be on the distribution list. So this project might send a quality register, you know, and they get a copy of it, so they can run more at an arm's length. Okay, and that's what going back to the manual. That's what it talks about on page 47 and 48, you know, this idea of a quality management system. Okay, a couple of other things to bring to your attention. On page 53, I think you've got the visual here. On page 53, and I've got it on the screen here, is an example of a quality register. Some people don't get too excited about a quality register, I don't know why. But, personally, I think the quality register is brilliant, and I can't imagine life without a quality register. And because whether you're looking at the screen or not, you know, what's this telling us? This quality register, what's it telling us?
Well, standards.
It's been done.
Whether things have been checked or not.
Who done it?
Whether
they've been checked.
Well, yeah, what things? What are the things? What are the things?
Whether it's fit for purpose.
Yeah, the products. Yeah, the products. So, you know, so you can see the connection. Probably you can see the connection. I've lost my product breakdown structure. Here it is. Yeah. So all of these dangly products there are basically listed out here. You know, and in this case it's a water pump and a test plan and you know, all sorts of things like that. You know, so the products going down the page and their life going across the page. Yeah, and not only that, who's actually working on them, and when the tests of them were planned, and whether they were successful or whether they weren't. Okay, so I don't have to go and sort of dive into the documentation system and physically look at anything. I can just pick up this quality register and get an immediately warm feeling that the products are either, as it were, being produced right or not. You know, and it's I think it's a real test of a project manager. If you can just print this document out like that, and it happens, you're under control. You've got it cracked. If it takes you a couple of hours, that's okay. If it takes you a couple of days, what's going on? Who's actually managing this project? And maybe that's a bit extreme, but you can see the principle of it. And who's interested in it? Who would be looking at this quality register? Which of the Prince2 roles is interested in this and why?
So you could constitute that for the audit schedule and programme.
Yeah, exactly. So,
which would then...
Well, you've answered part of the question there. So, this auditor will want to see that.
Yeah.
Because it just gives them so much information in one place. If you don't see it, alarm bells are ringing. What about the senior user? Is the senior user interested in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
What they're expected to see.
That's right. Because there are no nasty surprises for the user community.
Can the reviewer can also the reviewer be responsible for approval? Because if I've reviewed something and I think, yeah, this is accordingly, can I approve it? Because in some organizations, it's not like you have all those names, all those roles.
Yeah.
So can it be one person reviewing and approving?
It could be, yeah, it could be, yeah. You could do that, for sure. And that would be something documented in the quality management strategy.
Yeah.
The other thing, again, just before I do this to death, we've got dates on here. Where do those dates come from?
Planning.
The plan, yeah. The stage plan. That's why we have a stage plan, which is precision. Where do these people come from? Yeah, and who supplies them? The senior supplier. So it kind of draws it all together. And it's just a real test. If you can create such a thing as this easily, you're under control. If it takes you a little longer, maybe there's something missing. And so easy to gloss over the quality register. It doesn't look very exciting, but it tells you so much. And okay, and I'll remind you that that quality register that you're looking at now was created in the IP process, so set up like blank, and then as we plan the stages, we put the dates in, and then in managing product delivery, when we build the pump and we test the pump, that's where we update the quality register. So it's real at the coal face of Prince2.